Good morning, guys. I hope you're doing well. Let me know what you think of this font. It's nice and interesting font. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, yesterday we started talking about linear equations in two unknowns, or linear functions in two unknowns. And I think a lot of you discovered that a linear function simply means a straight line. And one of the other things you discovered is that a linear function has infinite or so many solutions. All of the points that lie or exist on that straight line of a linear function, all of those points that are on that line can be called solutions to that linear function. They're called solutions because they satisfy the linear function. So let's look at this in more detail because yesterday was kind of an introduction. So so this question says a pet shop has a total of 37 cats and birds. If the total number of legs of these cats and birds is 92, how many birds are there? Right? So we can write an equation representing this. Obviously, you can work this out, right? You can work this out. But if it has a total of 37 cats and birds, so let's say the cats are X and the birds are Y, right? That means they have a total of 37. And then it says these animals have a total number of legs, and the total number of legs is 92. Well, I know that the cats have 4 legs, right? So 4 of X, and the birds have 2 legs. 2 of Y is equal to 92. So I've managed to form 2 equations from this information. This is just a teaser of what's to come. So keep this in mind. We'll talk about it again in the future. Alright, so in this unit, yesterday we tried to understand the properties of linear functions or linear equations in two unknowns, and we'll continue to do some of that today. But what I want us to focus on today is actually, again, properties and also drawing these graphs of linear equations in two unknowns. So let's look at some examples. If you look at these equations, ask yourself, is this a linear equation in two unknowns or one unknown, right? If you look at it, how many letters do you have? You only have one unknown, X. So this is an equation in one unknown, and you guys are pros at solving this, because if you want to solve this, this is 2x plus 5 is equal to 9. You will just subtract 5 both sides, then you have 2x is equal to 4, divide by 2, divide by 2, so x is equal to 2. So these are equations in one unknown. This is also one unknown. You guys are pros. I'm pretty sure you can solve that. This is also one unknown, right? Even if you have to collect like terms. So let me do that one. 9 minus 2y is equal to 3 plus y. So if I want to solve this one, I'm going to take the 2y the other side because I want it to remain positive. So I'll have 9 is equal to 3 plus 3y. And then I'll subtract 3 from both sides, and then I'll have 6 is equal to 3y. I can divide by 2 both sides and get y is equal to 2. So all these ones you can solve, and please go ahead and solve them and take pictures of your work. However, this one, I want you guys to try to see if you can solve this one, right? And if you can solve it, you don't have to do homework for today. But yeah, go ahead and try and see if you can solve it, and then tell me what your answer is to this equation in the comments. Okay, so the equation x plus y is equal to 9 has two unknowns. If you have an equation like this that has two unknowns, then the pairs of values or the coordinates, each time you have a coordinate, x and y, that satisfy this equation are the solutions to the equation, right? So if you did not pause the video at this point and then you came and heard me say this and then you went back and did it, then that's kind of cheating. Anyways, all of the pairs that satisfy this equation will be the solutions to this equation. So if I want to find the solution to an equation that has two variables, because I hope you can see that this one has two unknowns, so therefore two variables. If I want to find the solutions to that one, it's no longer one value, it has to be points that have two values. So what I need to do to find those points is I can substitute one point at a time. I can substitute a random x value and find the corresponding y value, or I can graph that line and find out all the solutions. So some of the solutions to this equation are x is 0 and y is 9, and I'll show you why it's a solution, because if x plus y is equal to 9, then if x is 0 and if y is 9, I hope you can see that you have 9 is equal to 9 on both sides. So that's a solution to that equation, right? The second one, x is 9, y is 0, and the equation is x plus y is equal to 9. So if this is 9 and this is 0, I hope you can see again that you have 9 is equal to 9. And if you can prove that in the equation, you know, the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, then you have proved that it's a solution. So this is also a solution. You can go ahead and test it, and I want you to write out 5 more solutions in your notebook. And obviously from yesterday you remember that there are infinite solutions to a linear function in two unknowns. If I want to graph this, if I want to draw this graph, now please remember this: if you want to draw the graph of a straight line, you only need 2 points, right? Because if I have any 2 points on Earth, I can use a ruler to draw a straight line going through them. And we have already seen on the previous screen that some of these 2 points are x is 0, y is 9, and x is 9, y is 0. So I'll just go here, look for those points. X is 0, y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and y is 0, x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you know. Or let me say on the x I got 2, 4, 6, 8, so 9 will be somewhere here. And once I have those 2 points, I will just draw a straight line, because I only need 2 points to draw a line. So please write that down somewhere. You only need 2 points to draw a line, okay? So every time you're trying to draw these lines, simply find 2 points. And it's going to be common practice that those 2 points you find are the intercepts. Because if you look at this, this is the x-intercept, and that's the y-intercept, right? So you only need 2 points. Sometimes they can be the intercepts, sometimes you can just find any other 2 points, but to draw a line you only need 2 points. And when they are graphed, they form a straight line. That's why these equations are called linear equations. I hope you're writing these notes in your books, because I'm expecting that you are. Okay, so linear functions have x-intercepts, have y-intercepts, and have something that I don't know if you've covered before called a slope or gradient, right? Slope or gradient is how steep a line is, right? How steep a line is. So if a line is, you know, this, it has a slope, but this one is steeper, so it has a higher slope, and this one is not as steep, so it has a lower slope. And you know, drawing from that, if a line is vertically straight like this, I think this is the steepest something can be, because if you think about a mountain that is this steep, you know, it's impossible to climb. So its slope here would be like so steep, it's impossible to climb. So that's infinite slope. If it's a straight line like this, anyone can climb this. So this would have a 0 slope. And if it looks like your right hand, if you put your right hand up like this, this is a positive slope, right? Positive slope. And if you put up your left hand like this, then that's a negative slope. Now this slope or gradient, a simple formula to find it is just rise divided by run. On any line, let me go back to this line. If I want to find the slope of that line, I'm going to look for the rise over run. What does that mean? So you go to the line and pick any point. So let me pick this point here, right? This point, the x value is 4, the y value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The y value is 5, right? So I pick this point and then I pick this point. So then I ask myself, how many times do I rise to get to the level of that point, right? I've risen 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? And how many times do I run to get to that point? I've run 1, 2, but remember the x-axis is 1 box is 2, so that's also 4. So my slope is going to be the rise, because I hope you remember the rise was 4 and the run, which was 4 but towards the left. So therefore my slope is going to be -1. This negative is because it was towards the left. So that's simply it. That's simply what slope or gradient is, and we'll talk more about this in case this idea is confusing at the moment. Okay, so last example. I have these points A, B, and C, and they are on this line. X plus 2y is equal to 8. I want to find the values of A, B, and C. Right? So if this is the line, x plus 2y is equal to 8, and I want to find the values of A, B, and C, I'm just going to substitute the other part of the point that's given. So for point A, I've been told that that point is A0. I know that the y value is 0, so I'm going to go to my line. My equation of the line is x plus 2y is equal to 8, and where I have y, I'll put 0. Right? When I put 0, I hope you can see that x is 8. So that means, since this x represents the a value, that means that the a value is 8. Let's look at the b value. The equation is x plus 2y is equal to 8. They're telling me that the x value is 0, right? And this is 2y is equal to 8. If I want to find y, I'll divide by 2 and end up with y is equal to 4. And since this b is in the position of y, then b is also equal to 4. And then let's look at c. X plus 2y is equal to 8. C is in the position of x, and 1.5 is in the position of y, so I'll have 2 times 1.5. And I hope you can see that 2 times 1.5 is the same thing as 3 equals 8. Subtract 3, subtract 3, x is equal to 5. So I hope you can see that the c value is 5. So yeah, that's how you solve some of these questions. Now determine whether 3, 2 is a solution of this equation, right? How do you determine that? You just substitute those values. So in my equation, x plus 2y is equal to 8, I'm going to substitute the x value is 3, the y value is 2, right? So I have 3 plus 2 plus 2 is 4 equals 8. I have 7 on the left is equal to 8 on the right, and that is not true. 7 is not equal to 8, so then I can conclude that that point is not a solution to that equation. Draw the graph, and I'm sorry I'm doing this in a funny order, but if you want to draw the graph, remember the values of a and b that we found. A was 8 and b was 4, right? A was 8, b was 4. I just need 2 points to draw a line. So let me say this is my 0, right? My y-axis and x-axis. So if a is 8, if a is 8, then it's just going to be x is 8, y is 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1 point. And b is 4. X is 0, y is 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 2 points. I can use them to draw a line. Please use rulers to draw your straight lines. So yeah, that's how you do questions like this. This is going to be your homework, but I understand that you may not be able to finish it today, so you will also get class time in tomorrow to do this. Yeah, bye.